Dear viewers, Namaskar. Welcome to this edition of the News Bulletin. In the headlines today, Project Samahan, a new SAP initiative for Odisha Group of Mines, inaugurated by Director-in-Charge Rourkela Steel Plant. Steel Melting Shop 2 bags Champions Trophy for financial year 2022-23 in Rourkela Steel Plant. And Utkal Divas celebrated by Deepika Mahila Sangati. Now the news in detail. Samahan, a project on implementation of SAP in Odisha Group of Mines, was jointly inaugurated by Mr. Atanu Bhaumik, Director-in-Charge Rourkela Steel Plant, and Mr. A.K. Tulsiani, Director Finance Sale, in a function organized at the DIC's Conference Hall, Manthan, on 3rd April 2023 on hybrid mode. Mr. P.K. Satpathy, Executive Director P&A, Mr. P.K. Sahu, Executive Director Projects, Mr. Somnath Tripathi, Executive Director MM, Dr. B.K. Hota, Executive Director MNHS, Mr. Debabrata Datta, CGM in Charge Services and Acting ED Works, Mr. P.K. Rath, CGM in Charge Mines, Mr. A.K. Behuria, CGM in Charge FNA, Mr. S.K. Nayak, CGM F&A, Mr. Kaushik Kumar Sengupta, CGM CNIT, Mr. Rajesh Jaiswal, Director Ernst & Young, and other senior officers of the plant as well as SAP core team members were present on the occasion. Mr. P. Nigam, Executive Director F&A, CEO, Head of Mines of Barsua and Bolani, other senior officers of the Odisha Group of Mines have also joined the function in online mode. Two modules of namely Production Planning and Sales and Distribution modules have now gone live from 3rd April 2022. The PP module was inaugurated by Mr. Bhaumik through confirmation of production in Bolani ore mines and SAP system. The SD module was inaugurated by Mr. Tulsiani with generation of invoice towards dispatch from Barsua Iron Mines to RSP in SAP system through online mode. The DIC expressed happiness over the go-live of Project Samahan and applauded the effort of the team associated with the project. In his address, Mr. Bhaumik said that the project will fulfill the long-cherished dream of the employees working in the mines of RSP, as it would help in streamlining of a number of processes. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Tulsiani said that implementation of the project would help ensure better administration and logistics management with flow of real-time data. It is worth mentioning here that Messrs. Ernst & Young, a leading consultant in the field, has been appointed as implementation partner for the project that aims at consolidating the business activities of RSP and the Odisha Group of Mines for better commercial and financial management and transparency. This would help in direct access to relevant information and data with regard to dispatch, profit and overall performance of the mines on real-time basis. At the outset, Mr. A.K. Behuria, CGM in Charge FNA, welcomed the gathering and explained the various modules to be implemented. He also thanked the material management, C&IT, Bolani and Barsua mines for wholehearted cooperation. He also said that the implementation of the project will not only help RSP in better decision-making, but will also help raising purchase orders and sales invoices without physical boundaries. Mr. S.K. Nayak, CGM FNA, made a brief presentation on the benefits expected from the project and the timeline of the Project Samahan. He also elaborated on the rest two modules with FICO and MM that will go live very soon. Mr. N.K. Rao, GM FNA, coordinated the event and proposed a formal vote of thanks. Steel Melting Shop 2 of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant RSP bagged the Champion of the Year trophy for the year 2022-23, while HSM 2 bagged the Runners-Up trophy. The awards were presented by Mr. Atanu Bhaumik, DIC RSP, in the annual performance review and award function held at Gopabandhu Auditorium on 1st April. The DIC also presented the performance awards to departments from 4 zones and Odisha Group of Mines in recognition of their exemplary performance and outstanding achievements, for which the plant has completed the fiscal 2022-23 on a positive note. From the primary zone, the sintering plants bagged the first prize and raw material handling plants secured the second position. Similarly, from the steel and auxiliary zone, blast furnace stood first while steel melting shop 1 was second. From the mill zone, plate mill secured the first position, whereas cold rolling mill was placed in the second position. In a similar manner, from the services group, Traffic and Raw Material Department won the first prize, while Production Planning and Control and Research and Control Lab were the second position holders. From Odisha Group of Mines Kalta, Iron Mines was adjudged as the winner. Utkal Divas was celebrated with verve and vivacity by members of Deepika Mahila Sangati, a leading philanthropic organization of Rourkela and a major stakeholder of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant on 1st April 2023. Mrs. Seema Deb Bhomik, President DMS, was the chief guest and presided over the function. Mrs. Hiranmai Satpathy and Mrs. Samampika Sahu, both vice presidents of DMS, were the guests of honor. Mrs. Narayani Nayak, member DMS, was the guest speaker. Present on the occasion were Mrs. Nidhi Singhal, Secretary DMS governing body members and a large number of members of DMS. The program commenced with rendition of Bande Utkal Janani, the state anthem, by the members of the governing body, along with lighting of the ceremonial lamp by the dignitaries and paying floral tributes to the founding fathers of Orissa. Speaking on the occasion, Mrs. Bhomik paid rich tributes to the noble souls who made enormous efforts and sacrifices to realize the formation of a separate state of Orissa in the basis of language. She urged all to work towards making Orissa a better place in all spheres and preservation of its rich cultural heritage. Mrs. Narayani Nayak discussed the life, sacrifices and contributions of the eminent freedom fighters of Orissa in making of a separate state. The dignitaries also awarded the winners of DMS Master Chef Competition, Oriya Song Competition for non-Oriya speaking members and Fancy Dress Competition held to mark the occasion. DMS Master Chef Competition was based on the sweet and salty cuisines of Orissa. The sweet cuisines brought out the culinary skills of the members mostly in making different types of pithas prevalent in Orissa, while the salty part brought to forefront the variety of items included in the staple diet of Oriya households across the state. The fancy dress saw some of the finest artistic skills of the members, which kept the members spellbound. This was followed by a spectacular cultural program comprising Sambalpuri folk dance and Oriya patriotic songs. At the outset, Mrs. Nidhi Singhal welcomed the gathering, while Mrs. Asima Mishra, member DMS, proposed a formal vote of thanks. Mrs. Nishinanda and Mrs. Arundhati Raul, members DMS, anchored the show. That's all in this edition of Rourkela News. Namaskar.